Self-Love is the New Sexy, the podcast devoted to helping you overcome life's most painful and stubborn challenges so you can feel great, have more energy, and live stress-free every day. To reach your full potential, simply work with the powerful spiritual principles that are readily accessible to everyone. It's easier than you think, and on today's show, W. Mark Watts is going to show you how starting with self-love is the key to joyously and harmoniously making that happen.
Hey everybody, it's W. Mark Watts. I want to say hello, welcome, and thank you to everyone for hanging out with me for another episode of Self-Love is the New Sexy. And I want to real quickly give a shout out to several folks that I spoke with yesterday. Jonathan, Christy, was Derek, and then I want to give a big shout out to Ashley, Queen Ashley, who I connected with yesterday. As I tell you guys all the time, reach out to me on social. I might not be able to get back to you right away, but I do try and get back to everyone within 24 to 48 hours because I do appreciate you taking the time to listen to the podcast and reach out and connect with me, because that's what it's all about, is just connecting. So Queen Ashley and I have a lot in common. So I hope you continue to hang out with me and listen to the podcast episodes, and I continue to wish you all the very best on this beautiful journey we call life. So today I want to get into it kind of quickly here and get in and get out, but it's a really important topic because I know it was for me and has been at several points in my life. And it's simply this: you got this. You got this. Regardless of what you're going through, you got this. We all go through things in our lives, some at varying degrees of difficulty, depending on who we are, varying degrees of complexity, varying degrees of grief, varying degrees of how long the pain lasts or how long the storm lasts. But we all go through things. Life is just a bunch of different experiences. And the way that we handle them, manage them, and move through them determines how successful we are at really enjoying this ride, enjoying this journey. So I remember, as I was coming up with the topic today, I remember numerous times when I didn't think I had it. One that comes to mind right away is when I moved from Atlanta, Georgia to Detroit, Michigan years ago. And I basically moved with a job that wasn't paying me very much money at all. And I had aspirations of starting my business. So I kind of moved with the thought process that, hey, I can take this job that's not paying me very much and start my business, and then, hopefully balance that income out and then kind of move forward from there. Well, needless to say, entrepreneurship is no joke, and especially when you've never really done it before and you don't know what you're doing and you haven't really thought things out very well, et cetera, which was me. And so I get there and things start to go downhill real fast. I ended up losing that job or not liking it and not wanting to be there and losing it. So it's all a combination of things there. But anyway, that income went away and I'm in a new city and with no real connections and no real job opportunities. So I'm struggling to try and get my business off the ground. And then that tanks too. And so now I'm just totally tanked. Like I have no income, money's gone. And, I'm looking at the next month, rent's due, and I have no idea where I'm going to get this money for rent. No idea at all. So, I'm out. I'm just flat out. And, of course, pride is too strong for me to go ask for help from, my loved ones, because I do have many loved ones that I'm sure I could have gone to that would have helped me out. But, pride wouldn't let me do it. I made that decision. I moved. So I'm going to figure out on my own. I'm going to, make this happen. So I just really thought there were many days that I just thought, wow, I'm not going to make it. I don't know. I'm going to be out. They're going to kick me out of this place because I don't have the money. And, long story short, I ended up hustling. I went and found smaller jobs to really, kind of create some income. So I had to put the business on hold, stop whatever I was investing in that, including my time, and really start working. So I started working like 2 or 3 jobs and to come up with that money, just the, basic amount of money that I needed to live on. So eventually I got it, and eventually I got better positions. And then eventually I started back into my business and started up again. So eventually I worked it out, and again, I'm not taking all the credit for it. Universe supports you. The universe is always there for you. So I'm not saying I did this on my own, but I worked in concert with the universe. I just had to take steps back and start again. But ultimately, I overcame that. And so the more to the story today is, whatever you're going through or been through, you'll overcome that too. And then whatever happens tomorrow, you'll overcome that too. So regardless of what it is, the theme is, I want you to know that you got it. Even though in certain moments, and even maybe in the moment right now, you don't see how you're going to get it. You don't see how you're going to have it. You don't see how it's going to work out. You don't see how this is going to be a good thing, how it's going to be helpful. You don't see the power in this pain, in this the place that you're in right now. But trust me, it's there. You're going to come through it. And so today I just want to encourage you, because I know firsthand how it is to be in that place where you really don't feel good and you really think, man, this is it. I've screwed up. I'm never going to recover from this. And every time that I've had that happen in my life, I've overcome it. And it's because I didn't stop. It's because I kept looking for options. It's because I was willing to go back and do things that I really didn't want to do in order to get back to where I wanted to get to and beyond. So, just know that in those tough moments, it's building character. You're learning some things. You're growing, stretching. It's in those times where things really aren't going well for us that we really learn a lot about ourselves. And I have numerous stories about how that has happened for me in my life. And I'm sure that if you look back in your life, you'll see the same thing. So this is just another opportunity. It's another chance for you to really dig deep and really connect with the universe and do the best you can until you can do better. Because that's all you can do in every moment. Every moment, just give the best that you have to each moment, each hour, each day, and then see what happens the next day. Wake up the next day. Because I remember that time when I was really in the dumps, I just thought, okay, I had to get as basic as I could. And I just said, listen, find a way to eat today. Find a way to get to work today. Find a way to make it to tomorrow. And then when we get to tomorrow, we'll figure out how to get through that one. So it was just literally one day at a time. And so I invite you to just look at this thing as one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, but you got it. And then finally, I'm going to end on this bright note. If it turns out that you don't got this, because I've been there too, where I thought I had it, I thought I knew the answers, thought I was moving in the right direction, and found out that I wasn't and that it didn't work, that's going to be okay too, because that's another opportunity to grow. Because I've had many times when I didn't have it. And so there'll be times when you don't have it. But guess what? It's all okay. It's not a big deal. I know I used to think, man, what happens if people think or look at me and say he's a failure or he doesn't know what he's doing? Well, guess what? They've probably thought that. Numerous people have probably thought that about me. But guess what? At the end of the day, it didn't matter. Because they weren't in the fight with me. They weren't in the battle with me. They weren't right there. They weren't paying my bills. They weren't offering me advice. They weren't giving me a shoulder to lean on. So it doesn't matter. So forget about what other people might think based on what you think they might think. Because you never know what they're thinking. We complicate the situation when we need to just focus and hone in on the task at hand so that we can make the progress that we need to make. So if it turns out that you don't got this, not a big deal either. You'll still recover from that, and then that won't be that big a deal, and you can move on to the next day and to the next thing, to the next opportunity. So either way, the way I look at it nowadays is I got it either way, whether I do have it or I don't have it. It's all going to be good. It's all going to work out, and I'm going to be okay. And everybody else around me is going to be okay as well, because the world continues to evolve, and it keeps moving. It keeps spinning, and that's what it's all about. Just remember, you got this. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me again, fam. I enjoy this. I love you all. Continue to connect with me on social, wherever you find me at. I enjoy just connecting with you and talking with you. So, all right, be good. Remember, you got this. And even if you don't got this, it's still going to be all good. Talk to you again soon. Bye now.
You've been listening to Self-Love is the New Sexy with W. Mark Watts. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to tell a friend. Also, make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing to our show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you listen to podcasts.